think.
Here we go.
Introductions, Hal.
Well, boys and girls, if you're seeing this and you don't believe in miracles, then you obviously are in for a treat, because this is a miraculous start. We've been trying for the last, 45 minutes to get online, and finally we are. So, welcome to the, what is this? This is October 24th, the October TI, ChicagoTIUG user group meeting of October 2024.
Now, can you say that 20 times in a row?
No, I can't even.
Maybe I'll
barely
stop
say
the
it
speech,
once.
Nigel.
And this is my birthday edition, actually. The guys surprised me today with a birthday card, and I'm gonna quickly pass this over to
Hand it over to
Jim.
Jim.
And you can open that up and show them what you guys
The
got me.
horror.
There you go. Ready,
Okay,
Jim?
so
This is,
here's our birthday card for our illustrious,
and how old are you, Hal?
Well, right now I'm 79, but in 2 days I'm gonna be 80.
and the inside.
So open it up and.
And many more.
Yeah, happy birthday, Hal.
Well, thanks, everybody. I really appreciate it. So let's go around the room and say who's here. First of all, sitting over behind the TI is Vic Stirrup, our president. Off to my left is John Benke, our newsletter editor. To my right is Jim Mazurk, our technical guru, who's been laboring mightily and frustratingly to get
He's
us
our
on
Google
here.
expert.
And next
No,
to
our-
Jim is David Benke, who has assumed the role of caterer today and has brought the donuts and the coffee, and for which I'm very, very grateful. At any rate, you've made it this far. We are missing only my son John, who couldn't make it today, and we're missing Kyle. Kyle Phillips as well, and Ken, who hasn't been here for a couple of meetings now, but hopefully we'll see you at the fair. And speaking of the fair, it's coming up
James,
in only a couple of weeks, on the 26th
is a fair
of this month,
sheet.
right here in beautiful downtown Evanston, and we'll show you the sign, in case the audio is crapping out. At any rate, it's gonna be right here in the Evanston Public Library on the 26th of October. And it will be an expanded fair this year, thanks to John Benke
Lot
and
of
everyone
people.
else who has come up with a tremendous number of extras for the fair. Not just all the computer things, but as you'll see later on in this show, has also come up with some entertainment as well. Some of it is almost lethal in nature, as David
David
will
found
tell you.
out.
But in the meanwhile, I think that it's going to be a good time for everybody. And if you've never been to a fair before, this is the one that you don't want to miss. This is the one that we know is going to occur, and you never know in the future. So it might be the last roundup. All of you out there who have planned to come for years and years and years and haven't quite gotten to it, this is the year. Come on down and let's have some fun. And we're gonna have a really good time. We've got some great demos. We've got some videos. We've got some games that you're only gonna see at the fair. You're not gonna see them anywhere else. They're gonna be, you have to be there to get a copy of it. And as I understand it, they have some sort of a self-destruct feature in them. Is that correct, John? That,
No, they're radioactive.
they're radioactive and they're biohazard, and you load it once and it releases the toxins. And if you try to pass it to anyone else, it will. If you've ever seen Mission Impossible, you know what the recording looked like after you press the stop button. You don't wanna let the smoke out of your machine. So, at any rate, come to the fair. That's, it's again, October the 26th, right here in downtown Evanston. And on the Friday before, there's going to be a gathering, there's gonna be a dinner, as we usually have. We're gonna have the banquet after the fair, and then the infamous pub crawl. And all of that information can be found on our website. And John, what is the address of our website?
www.
Do you really need to say www
I
anymore?
don't know. With ChicagoTIUG.org, right?
That is correct. Or if you,
Or you can do, or you can do-
ctiug.org, if you
There
need
you
to
go.
save a
So,
few keys.
now you have the information, you have no longer any excuse not to go to the website, not to check it out, not to get the information about hotels, information about transportation, public transportation. All sorts of information is there. You can get, there are links to other sources of information. Check it out. Check it out and come to the fair.
You want to mention about the November meeting being skipped?
Oh, yeah, we probably, well, we should probably mention that at the end of this meeting, to remind everybody.
You do it
But
twice.
We won't have, as John reminds me, we will not have a November meeting, because it's so close to the date of the fair. We will be meeting again on the
Pearl Harbor
7th
Day.
of December, Pearl Harbor Day. And anyway, we'll mention that one more time at the end of the meeting. But just keep in mind that that's your day off. You can do something else on your Saturday that day.
Okay, let's see, now I'm about membership renewal. Okay, membership renewal is going to be at the fair. We have a limited number of they're called membership gift boxes, filled up with all kinds of really good stuff. And what is the membership dues? Is it $50 or $60, Hal?
No, it's actually gonna be $21, the same as, 1980. So, be sure and bring cash. We like cash. We don't have a bank account any longer, so we can't accept checks or credit cards. Bring cash.
Here's the deal though, 15 minutes before the fair opens, 9:45, we're gonna have early membership renewal. Only if you're gonna renew your membership, you'll get a membership card, and the first 22 people, we only have 22 boxes, guys. So the first 22 people that re-up their membership for 2025 will get this box. I guarantee you'll get your money back. And let's see here.
You may not be able to get on a plane with it, since many of them are listed as toxic, biohazard, radiation, et cetera, et
I
cetera.
have some comical stickers on them, so you can pull them off if you're gonna go through customs or something. But next, we're supposed to have the icebreaker game, so do you wanna describe it or do you want me to?
Which one? The,
Shoot the Commodore VIC-20.
well, I'm gonna let you talk about that. You're the creator.
Okay, this is the icebreaker event where we usually do something silly before we get into the demo, so this will only be about 15-20 minutes. But what we're doing now is we're gonna practice an event that we're gonna have at the fair, just to tweak it and see how it works. So what we have here is we have I think you're gonna have to go, you know what you have to do, Jim. We have a mock-up here of the old VIC-20, which, this is all in fun, everybody, by the way. I mean, we don't have any animosity to the other computers, this is all in fun.
Yeah, we do.
I'm sure the VIC-20 people could shoot the TI, but the VIC-20 was notoriously, for those who know, the rival to the TI-99. And they both had a race to the bottom to see how cheap they can get. I don't know if it got to the point, Jim, where actually they were paying people to take the computer. I don't know if it got that cheap.
I don't think so.
But I think it got down to the $50 range, didn't it, or 100 or something like
Well,
that.
I know Commodore was targeting, a sub $100
Oh, yeah.
computer
So there you
to
go.
kind of push everybody out of the all the low hanging fruit out of the market.
So as you can see, there's a bullseye in the VIC-20.
Don't shoot from back here, you'll get Jim.
So
I'm gonna back off
So
and
move
move
to the
to the
side a little
side.
bit, Jim. You want to point to me over here for a second?
And
We
here
got the
is,
little-
Show the back of the gun.
We got the back of the gun. This is the official TI-99 4A Nerf gun. These are just sponge things, so nobody gets hurt with these things. And so let's see here. Let's get Jim
let
out of
me
the way.
get out of the
here.
way.
Dave, you want to look at the numbers and see what I scored? Okay, this will be embarrassing if I do
You can't
this
see
bad.
that far?
I don't know. That was a nothing. Okay, that was 0.
Well, I don't think it's
Okay, there's
gonna,
certain key.
Let's see here. What was
Oh,
that?
was good.
Maybe
Was
a
that
10?
Oh, I see what you mean.
Okay, and let's see here. Oh, that was a bad one.
I don't even know if that made it on camera.
Okay, Dave, you're up.
Your deducted points.
Stick two in here. That's just to hold them. And put one in here. As far as it'll go back there, and then you pull this back like this. And here,
Got a
just
rack
stand
in
there.
it.
I got 10 points, that's all I got.
This is the kindergarten edition of
Okay,
the
kindergarten edition of-
ChicagoTIUG.
We're trying to take.
I don't know, my kindergarten would not have tolerated the use of firearms, but
There's no fire.
simulated
Oh,
firearms.
geez, look at that.
Yeah,
That
that's a
was,
good one.
that was a 10, I think.
Yeah.
That was a 10, Dave. Oh, we gotta pull it back. You gotta cock it.
That was
I think
probably
that was a
another
5.
10.
Was it a 5, Jim? or
No,
you
I
just-
think that was a 10.
That was a 10 too? Oh, you beat me already.
Well,
That might have been a 25, pretty close to it.
Ooh, well, Dave's up by what, 25, 35, 45. Who's next?
Oh, I wanna try this.
Al's up.
Yeah, it's my birthday. It's my party, you know. Come on.
Already loaded.
Uh-oh, I
There we
better.
go.
yeah, lock and load.
Lock and load, baby.
Oh, I
Ooh,
got
that
a
was
V.
five.
I
You got a
V.
five.
That's a five, right?
So
V
take,
or
take,
five and
take one out of the
no.
front. Hal, take one out of the front.
No.
See one of those?
Oh, you gotta
Put-
reload
put it-
too?
You reload
Wait
it.
a minute, do I put the,
Yeah, that goes in the front. Push
Yeah.
it down all the way. No, the other way.
other way, oh,
Yeah.
so we leave the, we
Push
leave
it
the
down.
lethal plastic on the
And
outside?
now cock the back.
Dear God.
Keep going.
Oh.
A little more.
Oh.
There you go.
Wait a minute, no,
That's
it
done.
is cocked. All right,
Here we go. Next shot.
here we go.
Ooh.
I think
Well,
that was,
actually, hit the
I
10.
think that was a
I'm
5.
very proud.
5, we get 10. You got 10 points.
I'm
You're
very
tied
proud
for
I hit
me.
the wall. I wasn't sure I was gonna do that.
Just as long as you don't hit me or the camera, we're fine. Oh, that seemed a little,
Misfire.
Wait a minute, I get the prize for the shortest shot.
You want to try it, Vic, or no?
Sure, that
Vic's
was.
up.
Vic's up.
Show Vic how to
Looks
do
like
it.
they're shooting blanks.
I think that must. Boy, I tell you, don't tell my wife.
Hey, Dave is the sharpshooter here,
Yeah. Next time I'm gonna stand closer. It says, yeah, I saw a sign in the men's room that said that, stand closer. It's not what you think, you know? Oh, boy.
huh?
oh, that was,
That's a good
that
shot.
was probably a 25.
You've obviously done this before.
What do you think he was doing during his summer vacation?
Oh, he's moving back a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
He's getting cocky.
That was a solid 10.
You didn't wanna move back so far.
That's 35, and Dave got 45. So you gotta get at least 10 to tie.
Mm-hmm.
Woo.
Was that a 10 or a 25? I didn't quite get
I
it.
think it was in the red.
No, you're
That's a
supposed to
10.
be
10.
tell
You
us-
guys are tied. So 1 bullet each to see who wins.
Wait a minute, Jim hasn't had a shot.
No, I'm not doing it.
Jim's not gonna decide.
Okay.
1 bullet each.
Jim's a
See who
pacifist?
wins. Okay, you go first, Vic. Just 1 bullet.
How about
One
the guy
more.
that wrote this game? You want to show us how it's done?
No, I didn't do very well.
Okay.
Okay, this is it.
Oh, that was at least a 25.
Yeah, that's
25.
5?
that
Good
one.
shot.
Okay, give it to Dave now.
Oh, we're only doing one.
Yeah.
Doing
One
one
shot
one
each.
shot,
One shot.
unless you tie again.
Yeah.
Sudden death. Here we go.
Unless you tie again, right?
Woo! Good shot.
That was
you
the, I think that was a 10, but it was
Yeah.
nearly,
Oh, good
nearly a
one.
25 though.
All right. Thank you.
There we go. That was a good one. So if you guys are watching this, or if you're gonna watch it later, let me know if you think this is something we should do at the fair. I think it'd be a lot of fun, but we'll hear what you guys have to say. And let's see, it goes right now to Vic.
Now we return to our regular program.
Regular program. Thanks, Jim. You were a very good cameraman.
Well, we'll see.
Kyle said the Vic 20 target is awesome, just don't shoot the wrong Vic.
And
Thank
kids, don't try this at home. This is for adults, as you can see. An adult game
The
that
most mature
requires a
of
lot of
adults.
practice and sobriety.
And John, where did you get that gun? Joe wants to know.
Amazon. There are two of them for like, I don't know, $15.
Okay.
Does this require a parental control?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, good, because I'm an orphan. And,
Of course, I had to get paint things to make these
aha.
games.
Oh, my God.
So,
That's,
nobody had a 50 though.
yeah, oh, geez, yeah. I don't think anybody ever had that.
So, yeah, I think this will be a hit at the fair.
This is cool. Oh, Lord.
You're up, Vic.
Okay.
We got dead air. Can't have dead
Yeah,
air.
no.
Well, the next program is from the late shareware vendor Jim Peterson. He had the Tiger Cub software library, and one of the most famous discs he had in there was called his Nuts and Bolts discs. And what these programs are is they're little tiny sub-programs with high line numbers that you can merge into your own extended basic program. And they do all sorts of marvelous things. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. So this is his demonstration program of nuts and bolts. Turn the sound up a little bit.
This is the one that plays the Christmas song?
Saint Nick.
So that shows how to draw a title on the screen
I got one.
Oh, you
in
don't want
giant
extra.
sized letters, diagonally, multicolor,
I'll give it to John.
Yeah.
and to draw a border around the screen. We're using an F-18 for video, so this outer 1-inch perimeter of the screen is not part of the running program that you will see. You'll only see the colorful part. You can play a little interlude music that can play in between parts of your program.
I don't know that song.
Now you notice how the letters started moving off into different directions there. So you got different screen wipes. You can display text in both directions at the same time from the center out. You can slant the letters if you want italics.
That's kind of neat.
And these sub-programs are at the end of your program where the program will never run because it ends before the sub-program section, but you call them. Yeah, merge into your program, call them the same way as calling sound or character. Like this one, call curtain, as it lowers the curtain.
Very
Is there a
slow.
speed on this? Because that's just very slow.
That is the speed it runs at, yes. It doesn't drop, because that would be a real wipe. You can load all these sub-programs into your program, because they all have different line numbers. Also on the nuts and bolts disk, you have not only the program, the mergeable sub-programs themselves, you have documentation on them that briefly describes the sub-program and how it would be used, where you would use it. So it's 3 separate floppy disks for nuts and bolts. Give your programs a professional look. Large character. Large character is what I use on that TI menu title bar screen that you see every month. I'm actually using that. Might not need this one very often. Call Russian.
Russian, huh?
Yeah. I think he has a few different foreign language fonts. Or call Mongolian.
I didn't know Mongolian was a language,
Uh,
just a country.
Gosh, in the late 80s, I think for one of our programming contests, we had somebody send in a sample program, disc and a cassette tape of, from Communist Red China. And what was it, Learn Chinese or Learn Cantonese or?
I don't remember.
It
Was
was-
that,
it was-
that wasn't one of the, what's his name from Great Bend, Kansas?
Don Schrock.
Don Schrock. That wasn't one of his, was it?
No, it wasn't. It was somebody who independently sent it to us.
No, remember
And we
Tony-
were amazed that somebody in China had a TI.
Oh, that's the guy that Tony Zlotniczynski was supporting. He was sending him discs, he sent him a console and a P-box.
Okay.
They haven't shipped it to him.
Just amazed that they had, they allowed it into the country, that kind of tech.
Yeah.
And he did a great job on that. It was like I think it was like Learn Mongolian.
Hmm.
Sorry, I'm talking over this demonstration here. All these discs are probably, I haven't double checked it myself, on the Western Horizon Technologies software page for the TI. Also, the Tiger Cub library's been given away at the Chicago User Group Fair every year for the past 10 years. Originally on CDs in conjunction with other libraries. And later I had to go to DVDs because there was so much on there. And now we're doing thumb drives. Here, you got a mirror reflection of your letters on the screen. Call Scrunch.
And is this available on diskette?
Yes. I don't know who still has floppy disks of this, but yeah, I can create them on demand. Because for me, everything is pretty much archived on a PC or on a thumb drive in .dsk format. But I can copy that. Also, anybody with a, was it TIPI, can just do a call TIPI to their PC and access folders and download programs.
You know anything about that cable? Someone told me about where you connect to the RS-232 or something, and
I'm on the TIPI fan page that Gregory McGill has at Arcade Shopper. And one of the help files that he just recently posted, because I asked to be on the help, on the discussion page, was when you do call TIPI, it's gotta be configured right or it will sit there forever and you won't get any response. But if it finds the TIPI, then things work just fine. I can send you a copy of that email.
well, but Greg had told me that there's a cable that you could make that could connect a computer USB to like the RS-232 or the TI, and you could transfer stuff that way.
Uh-huh.
Right, if you have a USB to RS-232 interface, probably, I don't know what kind of output the TIPI has, or if they're using,
Well, yeah, I think he said it was specifically for people who like, well, let me think.
well, is it like a 5 volt or 3.3 volt TTL,
No.
excuse me, programmer for like, that they use for programming microcontrollers, which is not exactly RS-232, but it is the RS-232 protocol, just on a
Because I think they had the
lower
Bluetooth or
signal.
Wi-Fi version, then they had the wired-in version.
Well, he's talking about a cable.
A cable,
So-
okay, yeah.
I'm looking at the live chat, and we have Dickie Greenleaf, Joe Cerna, Kyle is also watching. And Joe says that he asked Siri and says Mongolian is a language. And Joe
Hey, guys.
says, it sounds like Klingon.
We're in the middle of the meeting, I got a question. What's the name of that cable that goes from like a USB computer to like the RS-232? I think Greg was talking about it, or, You guys know what I'm talking about? We were talking about it about a month, couple weeks ago.
How fast is the fastest routine to run a cursor using the joystick?
It's got a transceiver. The best one, £100. Yeah, that's like the best one is actually one on Amazon.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, because we were talking about it here at the meeting, and I didn't know if it was called something.
Yeah, so it sounds like it's just a USB to RS-232 adapter.
There's different chipsets, some are better than others. There's one that I recommend.
Right.
One that has lights on it, so you can see
An actual triplet one are known to be good because they were.
Thanks,
used
Greg.
for
I appreciate it.
UPSs and things like that.
Hey, John.
Yeah.
Before you go, when the last time you were on, you showed the picture of the meeting. I noticed on your table you have like an original Star Trek type monitor. Do you have all 3 screens on that monitor?
This is, yeah, all screen, this is, Vic made this from scratch, and it is have all 3 screens.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I was inspired by the tri-viewer in the classic Star Trek series. And,
I remember that.
and here at meetings, we'd have one monitor at the end of the table and people next to it had to twist their heads around on their necks like an owl. And the guy at the far end of the table needed binoculars to see the monitor. So I thought, well, I'll make one of those so we can put it.
Well,
in
if you
the
guys
middle.
go to the fair, Vic is gonna allow you to take pictures with this special monitor, and, if you show up, okay, and he's gonna autograph the pictures for you. Okay, you got, thanks very much, guys, I didn't mean to hijack your meeting again.
I'm sure you did.
Yeah, no problem.
Take care, guys.
You could show them the transparent TI too.
I forgot to, I'll do it in the next one.
Send them a picture.
Who are those guys?
Those are the guys that talk about every Saturday, there's a meeting, a worldwide meeting, which is like anywhere between 5 and, 12 people. And they're all real hardware heroes. These are the guys that, like Jim, would strip something apart, and like right now, one of them, they're building a TI from scratch. I guess there's a kit now from China called the TI-22 or something like that,
Yeah, I saw that, the
TI-9922.
boards just came in, now you
Yeah.
get to solder all the chips in place.
So I think one of the videos we're gonna have at the fair is Gary
Gary. Bowser.
building a brand new TI from scratch.
Uh-huh.
So that should be very interesting.
Yeah, some years ago, Eric Firestone had the TI on a card. It'd be just about like that,
Yeah, it was
Raspberry
essentially
Pi.
an FPGA re-implementation of the
And those are still for sale.
TI-99-4A
from,
and P-Box and all sorts of
yeah,
other simulated
$700,
hardware.
but,
They were very expensive.
yeah, but, if you consider the price of, if you translate that back to $1983, it's actually right in line with, what the price would have been to get a real TI in those days. It was what, $500 for the console? The whole package, I think, was what, $1,500 for the P-Box, the console, and, what else am I thinking of?
Well, originally, they had the package
Monitor.
monitor until they got the RF modulator thing finished with.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So-
which wasn't quite fair, seeing how they had an RF shielded main
Enclosure.
board there. And TI makes black boxes for the government, and they got their own RF testing laboratory in the middle of
And
nowhere.
then they, of
Something
course,
tells-
it was a wooden building out in Lubbock.
See this thing here?
Yeah.
This wasn't on the original ones.
Right, and
And
that
then it
was.
appeared later.
Right,
A
because I
consumer
think,
safety
right,
device.
so I think the
Yeah.
original one, didn't have A, an internal fuse, and B, the original power supplies may not have been polarized either. So
And
I
I know
think
they got in
that,
trouble for the power supplies too, didn't
yeah,
they?
well, I mean, that's what that is.
Because I know the original one I got didn't have that.
Right, but, yeah, and it probably has a non-polarized plug, and it probably doesn't have a mains fuse on it, or
No,
a circuit breaker.
Mine didn't have a polarized plug.
Whereas I think
We're
that
talking,
one does.
in case you don't, we're talking about the TI power supply.
Here, let me
that
unplug it.
originally was just a straight cord. And if you have a later edition, after the problem they had with what Jim said, the polarity, they added a little doohickey. What does this thing do?
It's not a polarity, because it's AC.
That's the
It's AC.
fuse in there.
It's a fuse?
It's most likely a fuse or a momentary read circuit breaker.
Yeah, if you guys look at your power supply
And
cord,
also
real near
probably
to.
as
yeah.
a polarized plug end, which he can't show you without powering down the machine.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're not gonna do
Which,
that.
the polarized plug forces you to plug the power supply in one way only, so that
Right.
the hot line is always consistently on the smaller
Again.
blade,
Here you go.
which is a shock hazard
Again,
thing.
that is a 2-wire plug. Anything with the 3-wire ground, you can only obviously plug it in one way and
Are you
very
sure about
easily.
You know what I used to do with
They used to
those?
break the ground.
I used to break the ground off
Yeah.
so that I could plug it in.
Yeah.
I did that all the time.
Silly me, I actually learned how to rewire components and rewire the
I
house.
do that all the time, I get it and like,
They
son of a
haven't
bitch,
made-
there's no way to put it in.
A friend of mine used to do that.
Haven't
too.
made an
Now those
outlet.
stupid gray adapters that have the wire that nobody
Yeah.
connected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A friend of mine used to take a probe from a VOM, and if he got one of those cords, he would stick that in there, and then he had a little thing to his wrist, he would have it grounded so that he would not electrocute himself, he thought.
Oh, there
Well, no,
it
it's
is.
not about electrocution.
Yeah.
Those ground straps are for protecting CMOS electronics when you work with,
Yeah.
because they are
They're
susceptible.
actually supposed to
His
take the
wife
ground
used to think he
screw
was
off the
going to
cover
electrocute
Well, the
plate.
himself
original one had a
because he plugged it
wire.
into the
Yeah.
Well,
electricity.
considering a lot of houses were wired in the early 1900s.
Okay, it looks like this is starting to run the
Connecting to your
demonstration program.
household ground might actually be a risky.
So that was
thing
a
as
Yeah.
the panel gets
demonstration of
older.
the
If you've ever been to
3
Greenfield
nuts and
Village,
bolts.
they have one of the
Or no, this is
houses
another,
where they had the original wiring, and they had open
No, it's
wiring
continuous.
running along the
Yeah,
baseboard
it's the
of the
same.
house. And a lot of people were electrocuted. A lot of people were afraid to get electricity into their houses in the very early days, until they started putting
Here, if you ever
cloth
wanted to
wrapping
have
on there.
Right.
your
A
name
lot of people
zoom
And
were
that
getting-
was,
off
and then they
the
declared that a
Houses
fire,
burned down.
then they declared that a fire
It was
hazard
called
too,
Zoom.
but,
Oh, I remember my, working on my house and, changing the outlet and pulling some of that cloth wire out and it just disintegrated
Yep.
in my
Yeah.
hands.
it's-
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, this is really safe.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was okay till you touched it.
It was fine, it
The,
was
uh,
fine, you know, just,
Just
And I
don't
had
touch
a
it,
friend
yeah.
who was
A lot of
vexed.
things in life are like that.
Every time he went to plug in something with a two-terminal plug, it was the wrong way and he couldn't plug it in.
but I
And
think
he took it to
the,
his grinder and he ground that wide plug off of.
I think
every
the bare wire,
device
house wire
that he
electronics
had.
are referred to
He says,
as
"Now, every time I plug
sometimes
something in,
referred to
it plugs in."
as, I think, tube and
So
knob
doesn't
style
this sound
wiring.
familiar?
Yeah.
Like with the full-size USB,
Yeah.
you had a 50-50 chance of having it the right way so you could plug it in. It's always wrong.
That's why they finally went with the USB-C where
Yeah.
it's, you know,
Yeah.
after Apple still got their stupid lightning connector. I think they're finally trying to phase it out, but,
I think the feds passed a law that all.
Well, not the feds,
phones-
Europe, I
European
thought.
Union is
Europe.
forcing.
My original
Yeah.
one has a great big
Single
connector.
adapter type.
I remember those.
Flat
Well,
one.
Apple was just gonna
I
go for
wish I could get
magnetic
that damn thing
charging.
working again.
That way, you
I
know,
can't
you
even
wouldn't
find
need a
that
plug-in
cord
connector.
anymore.
well, the problem
If
they
they
had
had-
in Europe was the fact that, Apple wasn't really technically allowing anyone to make the lightning connector.
Right.
Even though people did
It's
it
a
off
patent,
the
right,
side.
it's a
Where have we heard this
proprietary and it's
before?
fully patented.
People did it anyway, but, you know,
Yeah, come sue us.
right, come sue us.
We've already sold 100,000 of them, and we're out of business now.
Yeah.
Come sue us.
Oh, God.
So tons of fun.
Are we doing anything TI related or are we just
We're just talking
reminiscing?
Well, this
electronics.
is the isolated.
It's funny the whole time here. It's
Since
showing
there's no
people at home.
little sound with this is something for the people at home to read on the demonstration of the nuts and bolts. Say you want to print something out vertically.
Somebody's walking in my home. I'm getting notifications that somebody's in my living room.
Ooh, better go see what it is.
Well, I just did a second ago and I can't see anybody.
If it's wifey
I can't see anybody.
or
Is
a
your
really
house
big
haunted?
cockroach.
Yeah, is it a ghost?
Oh, now it's
Yeah.
giving me, now it's
Cars?
giving me. car
Actually, we
commercials.
had one at one place I worked
Maybe
at,
that's what's in your house.
where a person had gotten killed in the loading dock,
It's,
where a trailer moved and
It's
crushed
showing
him
me.
against the front of the loading
Let's
dock,
see,
where
where's
the
the
trailer
other one?
rolled. downhill, the brakes
It's
fail.
got good, for some reason, I'm able to keep the show in one corner here.
Oh, potential spam. I looked at a car last week and the dealers just keep harassing me.
Yeah, they will forever.
Okay, so long story short,
It's always giving us
we
some
had
name of somebody I
paper
don't
towel
like.
dispensers in the lunchroom. Infrared, you'd wave your hand by it and it would roll out paper towels. We had 2 of them.
Nobody rides.
One day we're
at
sitting
the
there
moment.
having lunch and one trips and then the one right next to it
It's
trips.
just bathroom in the
And I said,
Yeah,
oh, he's
it's
here.
down there and to the right.
Yeah, you just
walk
can't
in.
see him. He just walks by the 2 paper towel dispensers.
I believe it.
And I was never able to get a hold of the security camera footage or anything
this
like
damn
that. I
thing?
figured, well, that ought to pick him up.
Yeah, or something,
Two.
like a blur.
It's
of-
back when stuff like that was real expensive. But yeah, the
Something.
paper towel dispensers, it was for hygiene. You didn't have to touch it with your germy fingers.
Right.
You just wave your hand and it would unroll it for you.
I wonder if they still have those ones
Something triggered.
that, remember the cloth sheets that, or they were in cloth, they were like towels that you pull down?
Yeah, it was a paper towel, no, it
No,
was a
it's
cloth
a
towel.
Yeah,
continuous, it was a
Yeah.
continuous towel, is what they
Towel.
referred to it
Yeah, I
as.
always thought those
Some
seemed
of
so
them I saw, they
dirty.
had a dispenser roll and a take-up reel.
Right, but I mean, the idea is that it was supposed to not
You always
have,
got a clean section when you went to
right.
wipe your hands.
And they would, be taken out, replaced and laundered,
Well, a laundry service would have to maintain that.
yeah.
Yeah,
And, you got the floor mat service. That, they do the same thing, the uniform rentals for big factories and warehouses.
mm-hmm,
Well, I mean, even at one point in time, large companies, not even just the companies operating shops, but they often produced provided laundry service, like even at an executive level, because if they're required to wear suits and white shirts and ties,
yeah.
A uniform.
yes, essentially it is a uniform.
I saw an episode of Dragnet where a private detective from Hawaii comes to visit the boys in Los Angeles. And of course, he's got the Bermuda shorts and the floral print shirt and everything. But he's a detective too. And so they're working through the day and it's the end of their shift. And he says, well, it's the end of our shift, we're gonna go home. He says, oh, you gotta change out those uniforms? And they go, what uniforms? He says, oh, you mean you wear that all the time? It was quite a thing.
That's so true.
Yeah, we're talking over this demonstration because I couldn't keep up with everything that's being displayed, but hopefully folks at home can read this and see these demonstrations of these many sub-programs that you can merge into your own program. So called binary
Yeah,
decimal, called binary
hexadecimal
hexadecimal,
conversion, binary
called decimal
conversion.
binary, called decimal fraction. What's the closest fraction for a decimal number? So he has all these conversion programs, so you don't have to do it yourself to try to figure out all this stuff. The hexadecimal to decimal was convenient for me when I was doing sector editing, because the TI likes to use hexadecimal from 0 through 9 and A to F.
You save some characters on the screen.
Mm-hmm. So that's only 44 of the 108
Of course, when you're
subprograms.
already doing-
Nuts and bolts disc number 2.
Punch cards and things like that.
So,
Yeah,
as you can see, there's a lot of stuff to
Save
dress
characters
up
on the card.
visually your program, and a lot of stuff that's utilities. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. They had one there that was the shortest and fastest joystick control routine called Big Writer.
I found this to be one of the best things. I mean, I'm not a programmer, everybody knows that. But to have these programs available like that, all with separate line numbers, that could be put into any program. You didn't even have to be a programmer, you had to just know how to merge something. You could create programs, being a dummy like me, and I thought this was fantastic. I didn't use it very much, I did try it a couple times, a couple of small programs for my sailing club, and,
Could you give them to me? I'll put them in the newsletter.
Is that straight?
No.
if I can find them, yeah,
So
but
it's
I don't
never
know that
straight,
anybody will
but-
wanna know the calculation of a hull speed or the amount of paint to use for any particular size of
You never
hull.
know.
You never know, but it's, yeah, I've still got them, and, for what they're worth. And it took me forever to do it, and then I got a little help to do it. It finally worked out.
A lot of coffee left,
It actually
too,
did
the whole
work,
thing.
but that was 40 years ago.
Was that in your study, the one with the spiral staircase and all the books?
No, that was in my office back in the day when more than one person could actually stand there without bumping into it for themselves or anybody else. It was, oh Lord.
I'm just waiting for it to
One of
stop
the
coming.
handiest sub-programs
You wanted
I've
exactly the
found
top.
on this
I got
is called
Trying to make more comments than
BXP.
necessary.
And what it does is it allows you to run real big, basic only programs in extended basic. And for those of you who know why you can't do that normally, you know, for everybody else, in the TI console, it only has so much memory. And a TI basic program loads up that memory in the console. It cannot use any memory in an expansion cabinet. When you hook a TI up to the expansion cabinet for the expansion memory, it takes a little bit of the TI's console memory to do that. So you found yourself with a cassette tape player, and you load in a cassette program into the TI, and you say, oh, this is great, I want to save it to disk. So you shut off the TI, you plug in your disk drive, your P-box, and you turn on the TI again, and you go to try to load that program off a cassette, and you get about 5 seconds into it, and it crashes. And it tells you it can't do it, and it gives you a numeric code that you don't understand why it can't do it. But what the code means is it ran out of console memory. So you go back and forth and back and forth, and finally I went like, well, you can't outsmart me. I'll load it into console basic, and I'll delete a bunch of lines on the program, and then save it again. And then I'll load it into the console basic again, I'll delete lines in another part of the program, and save it under a different name. And then I can go to extended basic and merge these two programs together. Well, in console basic, when you have a real big program and you edit it and you delete a line, it takes up to 1 minute to get your cursor back again.
Did you time that, Vic?
I was counting my pulse rate.
Vic, David Harder asks if there are any plans to fly Spot 13 today. David Benke and I were just talking about Dave Wakely, who used to write the column on flying Spot 13.
There were a lot of columns for this.
Oddly enough. And, so I don't think we have that program on the
We got it?
program.
It was
today, do
Spot
we?
Adventures, wasn't it?
Yeah, you wrote all those.
Yeah, micropendium. I printed all those out, and actually I loaned that to my father-in-law. He had a whale of a time playing
Well, we
that.
had them in our newsletter as well, so, if we have, do we have the archive of newsletters online yet? Do we have that?
Yeah, just the ones we have, we're missing about a third of the original ones. We're still looking for, I actually got a hold of Carol Goldstein, and she's going to send, Erwin Butch Goldstein passed away sadly. He was our
Sadly, yeah.
CISOP many years ago. And so she's going through that, but when she's done, she's gonna see if she can dig out the newsletters, and hopefully we can piece together what's
Right.
missing.
And I have a few that I still haven't
Yeah, I have
gone
some
through
too,
yet to
and
scan.
Well,
But all the new ones, of course, are up there, of course, with what
Okay.
we have.
and at any rate, I don't think we have that program today.
What's it called? SPAD?
To SPAD 13.
SPAD
Spot
13.
I think it's here, I just gotta find it.
We're looking, David.
Okay, you look for it, Dave, you do a tap dance on the table.
Oh, I can show something while he's
Spot
looking.
13,
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
it's
that's the
also
one.
called Red Baron,
Is it?
is the, well, when he included the Red Baron with it,
Maybe that was an add-on later. Okay, go ahead, Dave.
All right, this is a magazine I bought from eBay. You could see Triton Computer. No Triton College relation. That's the Christmas one for fall, but it's pretty cool. If anybody wants to look in it.
Definitely get your Christmas presents ready as early as possible.
Yes.
Should be
yes.
thinking about it the day after.
I don't have it on here.
here's Red Baron.
You got it? All right.
Yeah, originally was Spot 13, and then he added you could fight the Red Baron, where you could make them, mild or aggressive,
Player.
different stuff like that. This is one of those programs I demonstrated with Owen Brand was here
How long ago was that?
Printers.
about 5 years ago.
Oh, you can give it
My
5 more minutes,
favorite
can't you?
joysticks.
There we go.
Oh, we're ready?
Flight Simulator.
Okay,
Now, I
anyway.
remember now, Polly, didn't they do the case on? The one, the.
Oh,
Remember
yeah.
that one, the Vietnam one?
That vexing one, but now you
Yeah.
get to know what it felt like to be an American commander in Vietnam, because you didn't know where the enemy was. And I always wanted to edit that program to make the grass a different color, so I could see where they were skulking around, I wanted Superman's X-ray
Because I
vision.
remember not polyoptics.
Yeah. They're not polyoptics.
Let's see here, if anybody's saying anything?
Oh, wait a minute. Is David Harder the person who made this game?
I don't know. Well, it says by David Harder. Wait, is David Harder on here?
Is that the
Yeah.
one who was asking about Spa?
He's asking to play, and I'll.
Hey, yeah, we're gonna play it, Dave.
We're playing your game.
I do not have the Spot 13 manual here, though. I didn't anticipate running this, so
Maybe Dave does.
good luck running all these key presses.
Dave, you still there?
Tell us how to play. I'm kidding.
Tell us what we're doing wrong.
Let's skip the Red Baron for now. Okay,
Let's
two
skip the
start.
Red Baron?
Yeah, that one, what was it called, Winging It, or, it was flying, Spot 13 and Micropentium. I got all that in the binder, it's at home unfortunately. But here you could start off in a French field, you could start off in Paris, German, or trenches. He was great, because this is all, seat of your pants, where you've got your unlabeled instrument panel, which is your compass heading, your altitude, your airspeed, one of those might be your fuel. Then you have your controls at the bottom. The center is the joystick, and then you have your rudder there at it. And I don't know how to throttle up. Is it T for throttle? No.
Did you hit something? I thought I saw something move. Yeah,
Yeah.
something's moving up and down. Is that your stick, or is that?
Yeah, I'm trying to move the stick. So here's E, S, here's S, or that was E, X, S, D, okay. Throttle, I think you used the number keys. Here we go. Looking left, number 1, is your left wing.
Nice.
Looking right, there's a hangar there.
And a bird or another plane.
Yeah.
How weird. I just opened the, I know you're doing this, so I just opened the catalog and look what I found.
You found the seed. Oh,
Spad. Oh, where am I? Spad 13.
Special value.
There you go. For how much?
was in those guys?
$22.95. That was 1987.
Unfortunately, this is one of those, you can't really play it without the,
Without the flight instructions.
Yeah, help us out here, David Harder.
He hasn't said anything. I don't know if he's still there.
Just mash buttons until you figure it out. Here,
That's
let me
what
give
I
you a sheet of
do.
paper.
oh, there we go.
In the meanwhile, you crash.
Well, we're still sitting idling, you can hear the engine idling there, going put, put, put.
Oh, now we
Okay,
got-
there's M, there's a map, that's God's eye looking down at your airfield.
And
So
that
there's your hangars and such.
It's easy to take off. It's not so easy to land.
it's easy to crash though.
Yeah, easy to crash. I used to crash into the Eiffel Tower every now and then, flying between the legs and
Yeah,
Yeah.
wasn't that?
and bombing the Eiffel Tower. That was my favorite. I used to fly through the Eiffel Tower and drop a bomb. I'm kind of like that.
You just pretend it was during World War II and the Nazis were there, right?
It was
See, they
Nazi-
never bombed.
Nazi
Paris was
occupied.
always an open city. The last time Paris was actually attacked was in the Franco-Prussian War in 1870. The rest of the time, when France knew they were losing,
They would
they
surrender.
declared it an open city. In the First World War, they got within about 20 miles. The German army got within about 20 miles of Paris, so that the soldiers would drive to the front in a taxi quite often. And they would then, oftentimes when they would go on leave, they would catch a taxi back into town. But the people in those suburbs were very aware that the war was right around the corner, literally.
But the Germans had Paris in World War II, didn't they?
Oh, yeah,
They
yeah.
got that far, right? Yeah.
And they just marched in because the French said, okay, look,
We're not
let's
gonna put up
destroy
any
the city.
resistance,
Yeah,
yeah.
you know, gave the French
surrender.
salute. I know I'm going to hear about that.
Well,
Just the remote
fortunately, they
field.
can't see
Where
you.
you're
That's
looking
right,
at
they
the
can't
back
see
of
you.
your
They
plane.
can't see you giving the French salute.
That's
Where
right.
normally,
But I suppose people can imagine.
They can imagine,
what
they have
happens.
that good imagination, yes.
You were in World War I or World War II?
I was in both. I was,
I thought he was
You
in a
look good
Boer
for your
war.
I was
The
younger.
war, yeah.
I was younger then.
Something, just, I gotta ask one question, don't take offense, right? Were the
Oh.
Civil War guns as heavy as they say they were?
Boy, were they ever. I'll show you, one of these days, I'll show you my black powder musket.
Now,
that my-
did you fight for the North or
Are you
the South?
flying?
You know,
here's the
that's
Eiffel
an
Tower,
odd
we
question.
started in Paris this time.
There's the
My,
Eiffel Tower,
My
Hal.
granddaughter asked me that years ago. When I told her I was in the Army, she said, Union or Confederate? So I must look a little older than I feel.
Hal, there's the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Let's, you can fire the machine guns. You can fly between the legs. If you're careful. If you fly too close, of course, you'd crash if you hit the leg.
Could you shoot any frogs?
Oh, you can drop bombs, you can
Oops.
shoot,
Well,
whoops.
that's how usually
Let's
Oh.
be honest, I mean, it's 2024, and obviously we've seen Microsoft Flight Simulator, we know we can do, but this was quite an accomplishment in its
Oh,
day.
Yeah,
Cutting
I mean,
edge
this
in
was,
1987.
it doesn't look like much, but I remember the first Flight Simulator 1, and my uncle got it for the PC Junior.
A lot,
Remember
of,
that?
a lot of people don't even remember Flight Simulator 1, because really the commercial version that most people had was the second version.
I don't know what he had, but it looked just like that,
Yeah.
except it had more buildings.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know?
Had a Sears Tower and a John Hancock to crash
That's it.
into. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the lines were the same, you know, so that was quite an accomplishment for a flyer.
For a flyer
You could
was.
take off and land at the non-existent today Mex Field.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
But all you saw was the damn instrument panel. That
well,
was-
here's
I-
for
I
a
like
flyer.
this.
So, yeah, this is instrument panel, and they sort of give you a little like, artificial horizon there, a little window
Yeah.
there. This, again, it's very comprehensive. Take it off, after you take off, raise your flaps, raise your gear,
Yeah, you better raise your flaps.
and,
Or you don't.
how much engine
don't fly
power.
along, yeah.
Your engine power is dependent upon the weather. If it's nice weather, oh, you can take off real easy because you got plenty of power. If it's real hot, you don't have much power. If it's raining, your visibility's poor. It might even snow, and that affects, how heavy the airplane is because it's icing up. Yeah, they had different flight scenarios for a flyer.
Could you take off and see if you can fly over my house?
Do you have any bombs?
What else did we have?
Bruce Harrison used to send me, I mentioned one time that I grew up in a suburb of Detroit, and he sent me a tape of one of his flights where he was flying a simulator and would fly to the airport that I used to fly from, north of Royal Oak, in Troy, Michigan. Oh,
Somebody wants it all.
what happened to your jacket?
I left it in the car.
Oh,
It's so hot outside.
You didn't go home.
Somebody's sitting here? No, no, I walked all the way around there.
Oh.
You missed the
There was a
donuts.
ghost in your house.
I think there's
I'm
still
just
some
trying to see if
donuts.
there's any more flight games here. Oh, we got St. Nick too. But
This is what's left.
You got 7 minutes left.
My favorite.
It starts late,
we've got extra time.
an hour.
If you want some.
Yeah, we're
We
gonna-
can go a little later if we want.
I don't know, anywhere you want.
I don't think we need an hour.
I like giving Vic a challenge.
I think we need to tell them, though, that we are actually here. So I'll go out and I'll say,
wonder if I made it too
we've got the
strong.
room at 3 o'clock, and we're already in.
Yeah, you should always check
Because
in.
otherwise, they'll give it away after.
Bring
10
packets.
minutes.
Okay.
So we'll just let them know.
And find out where that dude is.
Eric.
Eric's still on lunch.
Yeah, if he still is, and I wouldn't be surprised if he is. This is after all municipal worker, and.
Thank you. Wow, you're really prepared.
well,
I'm
you-
just trying to see if we got any more flying type games. Who was the one?
Parsec,
Oh, thanks, you're an American, wow.
Yeah, what was the one with the dragon?
Dragon's Lair.
They gave me a birthday card. Are you ready?
Dragon's Lair.
Yeah, everybody's happy birthday too.
Isn't that gonna interfere with your broadcasting?
At this point, it doesn't matter.
Well, I'm gonna wake you up every morning now with that. That's nice, that was nice of them.
And Al signed it too.
Yeah, that's nice. That's
No, there was a few with the dragon, Joust
I think.
was
Okay.
one, where you had the Flappy Dragon. And that eventually evolved into Flappy Bird.
Yeah, except Just is a hell of a lot more playable.
Yeah, I suppose that's a flying game.
That's the one No, we don't seem to have Joust. Is it called Joust on the TI?
Probably isn't.
Kingdom
Might
of
add that
Castle.
we've just gotten another member of the group, sometimes member of the group, my wife, Imwood, who will be accepting your donations or dues at the front of the Falcon Room
Give us a moon patrol.
in a couple of weeks at the fair.
$75 a year?
Easily.
Easily, but at the fair, it's a special, only $21.
The special we
$21.
saw you coming
Routine.
racing.
You have to shoot anything in front of you, jump over potholes, and there's things from above you.
Oh wait, how do you
I
jump?
like that it's
I
got
think
the
up.
music.
There we
you
go.
Oh, Moon Patrol.
And
You
what's
know how many
nice about
quarters I
this-
blew when I was cutting glass? And when you shoot, it shoots forward and shoots up, right?
Yep.
Yeah, because eventually you get a certain distance, and here you
Checkpoint
finish
A.
level A.
We're almost out of fuel.
Oh, get off my back. Not you, these people.
Not the viewer.
Yeah.
What's interesting in this is you've got, for pseudo 3D perception, you've got 3 different scrolling speeds on 3 different planes.
And you could,
Crash
come on,
into
that's
things.
not fair. I didn't even hit, ooh,
You know, I'm too old for all these things. Pinball was,
Pinball.
I was in Spain one time.
Well, Pinball Expo is
Yeah.
next weekend, I think.
Really?
We played
People still play
pinball.
pinball.
Yes,
And
big
got
event in
kicked out of the
Chicago.
bar after 2.5 hours because we'd won so many free games. We weren't making the guy any money.
You gotta put quarters on top of the glass.
No, those were only 5 potato pieces, which is like 3 cents in those days. And we've been playing for the same 3 cents for 2.5 hours and while drinking only 1 beer.
Oh, I
And,
forgot about those
so
guys.
he actually tried to kick us out of the place. So we ordered another beer. And they let us stay, and we went for another hour, still on the same 3 cents, 5 pesetas.
You're full of stories.
And Atari Soft is great because these games are just like the arcade. Yeah, as far as the TI is concerned.
Oh.
Yeah. No bonus.
Did Hal play Car Wars? It's his favorite.
He loves
CV6,
it.
the big E says, Dave, open up, I got the stuff. Aha. And CV6, the big says, well, a word that I can't say here in public because it's not in the Bible. But it starts with an S, it ends with a T. Man, I'm gonna be late for work.
Is it from Cheech and Chong?
Time this week, and it's this for Tuesday, man.
It's for Cheech and
This
Chong.
was amazing when you
Yeah, 'cause I'm
consider the
CV6.
Atari 2600
Yeah, they're
version
putting
of
Cheech and
Pac-Man.
Chong quotes up there,
It
so.
was
Oh,
so
okay,
cool, it was
yeah.
like,
They'll
gosh,
do
you
Cheech and
know.
Chong.
Back in the day, I
Oh,
had a
that's
chance to
what
buy
that
an Atari
Who's
2600
CV6?
in the
That's me.
games.
That's you?
Or a TI,
Yeah, I'm on
it was more
another
expensive.
wargaming.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, well, if I buy the
CV6
Atari,
and,
I'll only
USS
ever be able to
Enterprise.
play their
Oh, that's
And it's
games.
called the Big
But
E.
if I buy
Right.
the
I'm quoting
TI,
you to you.
I'll be able
Yeah,
to,
well, no, it's.
I might learn
before I
how to
told you.
write my own
Like what you
games.
did to,
Right. And you could play other ones.
look at that picture I made for you.
And I haven't regretted getting the TI. Yeah, it's not worth chasing those
Only
guys down.
Tuesday.
No.
Tuesday.
You can see him doing it. Hey, man.
Hey, does anybody know when our first meeting was at Triton? Was
I thought
anyone?
it was right away, wasn't it?
Well,
Because the group formed in, 1980.
well, I know we were there in
82, 83, I know.
83,
This is slower than the original.
but none
Kind
of
of
us,
fastest I can do.
none of us here were at the original meeting, right?
No.
I thought this changes speed depending on what screen you're on.
Well, mine could, but I
It's
know
like
for a fact
slow,
that this is a
medium,
little.
fast, and then slow.
This is
medium,
about
fast.
2/3 speed, I think.
It's on that. Pac-Man's on the transparent TI too. Actually, I was
It is a
thinking bringing
rather
that to the
nice-
hospital.
It's
So
a rather
while
nice
these
looking
Gene
implementation.
surgery, I
of
could
it,
just plug
Yeah,
that in
it's
the
not
waiting
bad.
room.
I prefer the Atari 2600 version.
Oh. My ears are burning.
You remember that one?
My ears are burning. I think my eyes are watering too.
Yeah, I think we've got all the Atari Soft computer games. Uh-oh.
Yeah, that was,
Yeah, if they're not looking at you,
that was one disc.
It's funny,
they
but
don't know you're there.
this is just an opinion. These came out in what, 84, 85? Jim, do you remember?
For.
Pretty much after TI announced they were pulling the plug. Because I guess what I'm getting at is that one of the reasons that TI performed a little poorly compared to
Oh,
is they didn't have a game library. Had these come out sooner.
Right, if higher quality games were available.
Right, it might have, but who knows though, there was a big crash of all the,
Right, it's not, right, not
Yeah.
just, not simply.
Just
not
TI,
simply
but-
TI,
but it might have lasted a little bit longer.
Scott Forsman had so much stuff in preparation, and you all have heard my story about what happened there. About a terrible one day too late story, where they dumped everything in the dumpster.
Yeah.
But if a lot of that stuff had come out, when it should have come out, when it could have come out, when it would have come out, had they not pulled the plug when they did, and hell, TI would have lasted years longer, because the stuff was high quality.
That was TI's fault because TI fought independent
Oh, yeah.
producers. I mean, didn't they even do something to the beige
right,
council?
the second generation beige
Yeah.
consoles, they
Yeah.
could,
Yeah,
could
not
not,
every
you
beige
could not,
console.
what is that, every?
Not
Yeah,
every,
the
it's like
the
if it
later
said
models.
XP or version 2.2 or
Right,
something.
later
Yeah,
models,
QI, I
they
think it was
basically
called,
made it impossible for you to produce a standard ROM cartridge, you had to have their GROM.
Right,
Yeah.
it's proprietary and they wouldn't
Which
sell
means
it.
you, right.
Well, they wanted to
which means
control
you'd
everything in a
have to,
vertical
yeah,
fashion,
basically.
they wanted, that's,
Sell them the rights to produce the game.
yeah.
It's
Well,
like
like
you
I
buy
said,
a car, they tell you can only buy that brand tires, that brand gasoline, that brand windshield wipers,
Yeah.
that brand
Well,
washer solvent.
the Atari
motor oil.
games were all big hits, you know, and,
Or even if they had some of the later Activision games, which were, you know, they wouldn't have to deal with Atari straight, they could
Right.
deal with a game
Pitfall.
company rather than,
But
Pitfall was good.
Yeah,
rather
that
than a
was also
competitor, essentially.
There was vaporware out there, there was stuff that was.
And the other
promised, like
thing too
press.
was iMagic was producing games.
Demon
but-
Attack.
Right, but the problem is they kind of rested on their laurels and everything was Demon Attack all the time, and
Well, the thing with iMagic, and they did the same thing with the Atari 2600, because I bought that cartridge,
Yeah.
is that I guess they figured out a way to, they overlaid the sprites or something to make the multiple creatures look real colorful. But they kind of, that's all they did. It was like a one-trick pony.
right.
You know, and once you got over, you know, shooting the same birds, flying in different directions, it was kind of like, well, what's next?
Yeah.
So,
But they did have some
Well-
good titles on other
I'm done.
platforms.
Oh, okay, I
It's a
didn't
shame
want
they
to
didn't
interrupt
put the
you.
effort in for
Because
the
I was
TI.
talking about that.
there were so many people that were developing for it, because I remember, you know, after TI announced,
Talk to him.
oh, he's here?
No,
She's gonna
Oh, that,
check in the
okay.
front desk.
Is that you, John? CV?
CV6, the Big E. And CV6 is the USS Enterprise, the original,
Oh,
and the Big E is what they nicknamed it. And it's appropriate to me because I'm kind of big.
well, I'm Dickie Greenleaf. It's from the movie The Talented Mr. Ripley.
Oh,
Great movie. It's my favorite movie.
I've been watching a lot of, Viva Dirt League. And what's funny is
Oh,
the
those are
names
great.
they give the characters. You know, they always have central innuendo in there or something.
Did you see the Call of
Yeah.
Duty one where they, all the NPCs, you know, would stand right in front of you and empty their guns, but it would never hit you?
Yeah, they do all sorts of absurd stuff.
Yeah, they're making fun of the way,
Role-playing
the
games.
crappy AI
Yeah, yeah.
in 2024. Right now,
Okay.
AI is so sophisticated, but in games, they think it's 30 years ago.
Of course, the
Yeah.
problem is it's not so sophisticated, it's just the hardware is more sophisticated.
Well, what I'm leading to is
How's your-
that they have the capability of making the AI much more powerful, they just don't
Okay.
want to.
Go ahead and run this. Here's Demon Attack. It's funny how this says Demon Attack when it's always called Super Demon Attack.
You know why? Because Demon Attack had flying birds that were flapping, not these Medusa things.
Yeah, this one's
I think
harder.
I think you get different monsters on the next screen.
Well, it would always start out with remember the flapping guys?
Yeah, here's
Yeah,
these
like
guys,
this.
Those, yeah.
these skulls. So I think if you can
No,
survive.
they weren't skulls, they were birds, but that was on the Atari 2600.
Yeah.
I'm sure this is a little bit more powerful than
I thought
that.
I'd give it a shot.
Plus, I've also seen on
You got a
pinball.
castle. It's like you graduated.
Yeah, it's my full drum track, I'm pulling it up.
Yeah, there's micro pinball and micro pinball.
He's gonna
2
re-fez, he's
Which
gonna
has another
retassel his
little
fez
additional
with it when he gets
feature.
home.
Up in the corner.
If you see me come in like this, though, you gotta watch out probably.
Oh, there you go.
It's like little octopuses.
Did you hear that we all booked the hotel across the street?
Oh my God,
Yes,
it's getting
yes.
hard.
Except for Jim and Vic.
Good idea.
So we can go back there when we're done and just keep drinking.
Yeah, and.
I've
and,
never gotten up.
If you're feeling
I
tired
think
during the
past
day or
screen
something,
two on this
you know,
game.
you
That's
can
why I did it.
take a
What am I
rest
on?
and,
Screen one still?
It is a long day.
It will be. A lot of people do go back to the hotel after the fair.
Is this
and
still
they show,
screen one?
Right, because we
dribbling into
usually,
dinner.
as I said, we usually have a little bit of a gap.
Went over to
Oh.
a couple of the restaurants right around the
I
corner.
didn't ask you.
Yeah, no, but I.
Now,
have to
T.I.
find
never
someplace
did a
that's
sport called
close enough so
Space
that people- I
Invaders,
used to be able to open the
but they
curtain
came out
when I
with
was
a
there.
clone for one of the T.I. Invaders.
That's the
It captured pretty much the look and feel of Space Invaders.
Right, like a copy. My hand was cramping up at the end of
I'm
that.
sorry, that's supposed to be a good joystick.
Front door and you go, no, where the hell
No,
is
it's
that?
not the joys, that's my
Need a
hand.
hair-
First round's on you, and I'll be-
Yeah, you need to
The
muscle
best
your
way to
hands
have
up
it.
for TI games.
Place called the Omegas in Red-
Well, I noticed at my age, when I would occasionally go to the Galaxy Ghost Arcade, after an hour or two on my feet in front of the games, my knees start to ache. Same thing with the Pinball Expo on occasion when I would attend. You know, I'd be playing games and
Pole
about,
position.
an hour or two in, my knees would.
This is not as good as Night Drive.
Cached, yeah.
Night Drive on the Atari PC.
No stick shift?
You know how old somebody is by what they call the original Atari? Because it's the Atari VC,
No, it's the
the Atari Video Computer System,
VCS.
VCS, and then later on they renamed it to 2600. So I always remember it as the Atari VCS.
Mhm.
You know, and then later on, oh no, it was the Atari 2600.
Yeah,
Yep,
I
that was
hung on to
rebranding.
mine 2,600.
Or Sears
for a long
Telly
time.
game. Remember that? The
Yeah.
Sears Telly game?
Yeah, I know.
But, yeah.
Sears managed to get the branding, or get the license to reproduce, I think, the Atari and the Intellivision.
Come on, go faster, Vic, come on.
This is me.
Oh, it's Dave.
But at least Driving Demon has gears, so it makes it a little more
There's
difficult.
2 gears in this. You're in low, you gotta hit a button to go in high. There you go, you just had it in high. Now you're in high, it's gonna take forever.
Oh,
You gotta
but-
wait till you're at speed, then you switch to high.
Yeah, but Driving Demon has 5 gears, I think, or 4, where you have to shift gears. It makes it more difficult.
All right.
You don't remember that?
Does Driving Demon have the blunt that goes across? And they
No.
say, prepare to qualify, that's what the arcade does.
Okay, that's right. So you see, you hit the button.
Now hit high,
Shift
go high,
gears.
there you go.
What did I do?
You went back
Oh,
to
there's
low.
only 2 gears.
There's only 2 gears.
It's a power glide.
Got it. I don't know about that. being-
I always find it funny how they have your car multicolored and everybody else has like a one,
Oh,
technical reasons, I guess.
Get out of my way, I don't know how to drive stick.
Well, we're gonna
That's
get Car
a
Wars
show.
in there next.
Two
Yeah.
All
gears.
right, over the fair. Now we'll play Car
Two
Wars,
gears
it's into the opening.
stick shift.
actually, I had a
That's more hitting the
Volkswagen
button.
Beetle with the automatic stick shift. And you could manually select low range or high range.
Oh, really?
But it did you no good to start off in low range and then try to shift to high, because it took so long to shift into high, you lost all your
Your
impetus.
momentum.
Right,
you
yeah.
had. You're better off starting off in high gear if you knew you were gonna be going more than 45 miles an hour.
Right, exactly, yeah.
Oh, and it had that vacuum clutch. You put your hand on the gear shift and depressed it, and a big vacuum device operated the clutch.
That's all I do, is just push any key.
At least this one's more fun, because in Driving Demon, every time I screw up the gearing, and I'll blow my engine.
Enter to play.
Yeah,
Always.
there's
I'm not paying
there's
attention.
one I don't like. You're on a racetrack, it's an overhead view, and you always run into the back of other cars to box you in. So I thought, oh, well, I'll just go at a certain speed and I won't care if they're in front. That damn ambulance ran into me from behind. And he doesn't get any penalty points for
Figure.
running into me.
Right,
You know, it's
yeah.
like, wait a minute, what the heck is this? Well, that's so you don't dawdle.
Was it SDS?
I think so.
Well, and of course they box you in, and then they start moving and knock you off the road
Yeah.
every time.
We gotta hold it down, kind
Okay,
Yeah.
right there.
I'm like, can't you just let me pass? I'm not
Yeah.
trying to knock you off the road, you
There it
know?
is, boom, now
So this is the one that.
Oh, Kyle has
is
a
this as good as
Fiat.
Car Wars,
That's
or-
a
Oh,
manual.
this is better than Car Wars. See, I don't have to touch anything.
The last car I owned was a manual transmission vehicle.
Okay, so now
Now I
we
gotta
can
touch
compare and
that.
contrast between our
Driving
two driving
games.
games.
That's,
This is fascinating now.
yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I don't
Hey,
want to do that.
That's not so bad.
Here,
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute.
You might have to do this.
Can't
You
bring
gotta
any
give her
back
a little
home with
number.
that.
Yeah, see, I could just,
yeah, drink it all. You just push down.
It's just a
Pump
pump.
it.
Just make sure
Where's
there's a
the
pump
pump out?
nozzle on the other side.
Oh,
you
there
get
you
an
go.
eight.
It blew up.
I got 168, we always
Stick it
played,
under there and
I
then
always played to,
Oh, is it locked?
I think you locked it.
200.
There you go.
Cool.
Is this Spy Hunter?
Driving demon.
Oh, it looks like Spy Hunter.
I might have Spy Hunter too.
Now we gotta work. Now we
It's
gotta
not
work.
class, we're doing compare and contrast.
Oh, I'm in 5th gear. Help me. Oh, off the road. This is the game where the cars try and knock you off the road.
That's all I need.
They're vicious.
What's the one where you're the car and you gotta reach an arm out to grab stuff off the side of the road?
You can move these things around. And what I did was
I don't
one
know.
time, I moved everything
Sounds
around
familiar though.
so that it couldn't get out anymore and it just kept going.
Or, endless loop.
Yeah, and you
cream.
can also, I think.
You got road rash?
Do you want sugar?
Oh, no, thank you.
13.
I'm good.
So we're gonna get you this game here.
You wanna try it?
Yeah, 2 more days, a couple more days.
So you have to tell me how to
Too bad we can't
switch
make it head to
gears
head.
Just with the
button.
red button, yeah.
And we need to go out after this and have a nice big juicy steak and some ice cold beer. What do you think?
I can't drink anymore.
You eat steak though?
I,
Can't eat that either?
the last time I had a drink, put me right back into.
What?
AFib.
But you're an AFib now, so if you take a drink, it'll take you
That's
out of
why
it.
I'm in AFib, because I had a drink.
Oh, you had a drink. Did you get yelled at? Did the boss yell at you?
It's easy.
I
It's
don't know,
like cars
the,
go.
You don't yell at me anymore?
The boss, the cardiologist, there was a lot of,
It's nice where they give you the parsec radar scanner.
That's what you did at the football.
Yeah, I don't know how helpful that is
you
though.
know, you ever heard of
I'm
ginger
confused
beer?
where I'm at on
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I like ginger beer. I have to,
Where are you on the long range scan? I was trying to figure that
So
out.
you
I
either
just see a
could-
bunch
you
of
could drink
cars,
and
but where am
die.
I?
that's it.
Or not drink and live. Is that is that what you have?
It's kind of like that, it's,
Yeah.
you know,
Where are you
it's
going?
a binary.
Did you tell the doctor you'd like to think about it?
You'd have to pretty
I
much
told
go
the
down to
doctor
1
that I
and he'll
want
still
all
run
the
into you.
measures. I said, did you write that down? I said, I'm telling you now. I said, I might not be there. I said, I'm telling everybody. It's like the old joke about the guy that, comes into confession and, first opens the window and says, well, my son told me your sins. They said, listen, he said, Father, last night I was with
We're all
you
out going.
and we made love 3 times. And then her sister came in and we made love twice more with her. And then her mother came in.
Could you,
and I made
how do you
love with
read this
her,
thing?
and I made
Long
love with
range
her
scan?
sister.
That tells you how far, what's coming down the pipe, so that's gonna be the closest vehicle to you.
Confess this? He said,
Okay.
confess, hell. He said, I'm not confessing. He said, I'm not even a Catholic. He said, I'm Jewish. He said, why are you telling me this? I'm telling everybody.
See,
Now this, next one's gonna come out this summer.
I like where there's a similar one with the young woman,
Faster.
and the priest says, well, take a lemon and juice it.
you're living
Cut it,
dangerous.
juice it, squeeze it in a glass, and drink it down straight. Don't dilute
Okay,
it.
who else would like to play?
She says, will that take the sin away? He says, no, but I'll take that smirk off your face.
This is the joke portion of the meeting.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. This is,
Well, that was on that irreverent,
yeah,
Irish comedian, Dave Allen at Large.
Yeah.
I love Dave Allen.
Yeah, he used to be on PBS.
I love Dave Allen.
He would be canceled today.
Yeah.
Oh,
In
yeah,
an
yeah.
instant.
He was hysterical. Especially when he would show his, he figured that his finger was, because he lost his finger or something, he always pulled it out and go, sawed-off shotgun.
Yeah, yeah.
You could still watch him on YouTube.
I got it taped.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on
and
YouTube.
PBS
And here's
keeps
a
running
road
the
race
shows
game,
over and over and over
but
again.
backwards. You
They've
ever
been
heard
running
of
Paris
Neverland?
Murders, the first 10
Okay,
episodes of
that
Paris
is,
Murders.
you're
all
trying to
summer
land,
long.
and there's
the last
obstacles in your
episode,
way, and you gotta pick up fuel
the
every
girl
once in a
is
while,
in a
because your
dungeon,
engine brakes on the
and
way
it
down.
looks like she's about to hang herself.
So
And they
there's
keep-
the
they
amount
keep
of fuel you
starting
got,
over
there's
and
how
over
deep
instead
you
of
are.
going into the next.
So it's
episode.
called,
So never-
it's
You never
called,
land.
called, yeah, so it's called Neverlander because you never actually land.
So
And
here,
they're too
so
damn
give it a
cheap
few
to buy 'em,
tries.
I guess. They keep begging every
What-
time they start.
Send me,
begging.
send me an email what they are, and I'll see if they're available for download.
See if
oh,
they're what?
easy
Available
peasy.
for download. The ones that you can
UPS?
watch.
I don't think so, they're.
You gotta
it's a
send that
French
to,
show.
send this to
And,
those astronauts stuck on the ISS.
It's called
Here's a
Paris
video
Murders,
game for you
and,
guys to play.
It's a nice show.
I'll look for it,
Subtitles.
Paris Murders.
Oh, what happens if I hit
I
something?
think you had a
And,
shield.
Yeah, your
it's
shield,
an-
but
they
it
just-
only
they
lasts so
started
much.
Oh, gotcha.
Last night.
one's
If you
makes
fire a
me
button,
nervous.
you
Right
use
in.
fuel to go up.
Time I think that they've run it.
If you find, oh, we wanna get that fuel,
This thing just
Yeah,
set by itself.
Expended twice the amount of fuel.
I think it's
Freshly heated with, no, it's in
Get
track.
no
Oh,
fuel.
this is- this
Yeah.
is-
It's in a track mode.
so the idea is to accumulate a high score.
Yeah, if you're watching, just stay put, we got 342 more
Yeah.
games to demo.
Oh my god. This
It's
one,
a hard one. Fuel, get the fuel! You're
Out of fuel, too
I
late.
almost was there. Wanna try? That one's making my blood pressure rise.
Nice big stick.
Well, in game theory,
Mashed potatoes.
the authors look
This
at the
is even
reviews.
better than having to
Players.
play it myself.
Play
I
before
can
you-
Half
sit
of
here
them
and
say it
watch
was
it.
too hard, and the other half say it was too easy.
You look out the window
You
and
know,
watch the grass
knows
grow
he's
too?
hit
Yeah, look.
a fine
What is
line.
it?
I mean, it's.
On balanced
right off
gameplay.
the score, and
I will vote too hard
oh, this was-
for a level 1.
See, I love this.
Unless there's a
Oh, yeah,
different
this is
level.
the only game I ever really wanted to
So,
play.
this
Zone
was
one.
released at one of the TI fairs,
I'm not a gamer.
like about 10 years ago, here in Chicago.
Well, Jim's doing better than me. Oh, there you go, nice.
Oh, that one won that.
Pass zone,
So
yeah.
what are you playing on the transparent TI?
He's watching the track mode for Zero Zap. And he likes it because he doesn't have to do anything.
Yeah, it just plays itself. It's just, you know, like,
That dropped.
Come to put Car Wars on now?
no, that's too
Come
hard.
on.
No, that's too hard, that's too hard.
Horizontal ones are giving me
I've got a,
trouble.
here, let me show you. Maybe I can show
Ah, that was a
you. See
waste.
if I can- see.
Yeah, because your conflict here is you drift down to the bottom of the screen and you got less time to
A
react
little flat as
to
manual.
the incoming meteors.
But when you hit a meteor,
Let's see, there's,
what on the screen changes? Does your fuel go down or is it? Because I'm not
You
seeing
expend
any.
fuel when you
Oh, you
deploy your.
expend.
Yeah,
Got it.
it's gotta penalize you somehow, I never really,
Except for these cars.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
it
just
does.
lost fuel from getting some.
That's
Okay.
our living room. And,
I figured.
He
it
tipped your house
yeah.
upside down.
yeah,
Oh,
that's, isn't that a hell of a number?
Oh, nice music.
It's a living room. They keep telling me that somebody's in the living room. I think what's happened is
Boy, this is
that
like
car drives by, you see the windows.
illusions.
shadow.
Yeah, if there's any
On
kind
the
of a shadow, it
TurboGrafx
turns the camera.
16.
It turns the camera.
If you've
it
never seen that or
automatically
played
sends
that,
a,
just look it
note.
up on YouTube.
The same with the.
It sounds very
I
similar
gotta
to
tell you
that.
what happened to me today.
Illusions was a
You
weird
didn't fall off the
game
boat, did you?
No.
created by a
Put some
software
birdseed
outfit called
in the thing.
Nice
And
Ideas
rabbit
or
came
Nice
up.
Dreams or
Little
something
bunny
like
rabbit.
that.
Cute bunny
And it
rabbit.
was really bizarre, because if you played it right, you went into a shadow mirror universe. There was like one of those MC Escher cubes that it's impossibly built, you
Take
can't
me as a
build a
pet?
thredimensional model of that, but you can draw it on the
cool.
screen
That's
right.
of
And then a squirrel
impossible
came up and sat next to it.
connections on the beams and
Yeah.
You were waiting in
bars.
line?
And the squirrel annoyed the rabbit. The
Wow,
rabbit
zone 3?
Not with much fuel left, but
Good job.
couldn't
That
quite
is your
catch, couldn't
score.
quite catch those last.
Anyway.
That was quick.
They should refuel you every time you hit a zone, allow you a free fuel.
Okay, shift to another
Let's
game?
go back to this.
Yeah, let's try something else.
Okay.
And then,
Figure we can go another 9
So,
minutes and then we'll
We're
switch to
going to,
business.
okay.
letter O for
And,
games end to Z.
Zed,
Zed.
Oh, I know.
are you British?
No, but, some people don't know what a Z is.
True.
Night Stalker, Nonogram, Old Mummy. Old Mummy was fun, but, they show you where all your opponents are, then they disappear.
Photos.
So, oh no, that's a different one.
Oh, mummy.
I love, these games with the Egyptian motif where they play music that we can pretend.
When you're done with this, could you play the thing I put in the newsletter?
What's that?
Thriller. Somebody did Thriller from
Oh,
Michael
for
Jackson.
Halloween, yeah.
Yeah.
For
Could do
Halloween.
that.
Yeah, we demonstrated.
It's really good, actually. I put it in the newsletter, so if you want, someone wants to type it in. Ooh, look at that.
Oh, we don't, how do we,
It's on the
do
big
you have a
screen
copy of
TV,
that?
and
Vic?
Oh, wow.
Probably
It's
on
real.
here.
It does.
I endeavored to
It does
put
look real,
everything,
and it loops, it keeps on going, so that's
I don't know what disc it's on.
pretty funny.
You'd have to look it up. It's on one of our library discs.
We have a Halloween program coming for
I
everybody.
see.
Happy
It's on the TV,
Halloween.
But you can't really tell. It could be a,
But will we display pumpkin spiced something or other on the TI?
Mm-hmm. Pumpkin spice and everything nice. I was gonna bring a pumpkin so we could put up here and I forgot.
Yeah, Pitfall, Road Hunter.
I'll look something for Christmas. Well, every holiday we'll put something on top of Vic's.
So is
I
that
didn't know I could
dust
do this.
accumulating in your TriViewer, or is somebody assembling funnel web inside your TriViewer?
Does that
I had
count as a
Lucas up
decoration?
there.
Oh, no. Yeah, see?
It's
There it is. Every damn time. Now watch this. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, 1007,
I think I made the coffee too strong.
Never got to 10
That's fine.
seconds.
Why, are you,
It's fine.
It's
are you
fine.
nervous all of a sudden?
Never once.
No, I don't make coffee. This is my second time in my life. So I think did I put too many grounds in? I am a little more hyper in a way.
It is,
Well, we got
it's
Frankenstein's
fine. I
Monster.
mean, the
and
average
Moving
person, if they
Dead.
put cream and sugar in it, it's
It's
probably
an
fine
iron.
for
Don't you
them.
have a master list?
As someone who drinks a lot of
library?
black coffee,
It's
it's not
always
the
in
strongest
change.
thing I've tasted.
Oh,
But,
you
like I
look
said,
it up?
I thought
Okay,
it probably
nice.
tastes a little bit like there's at least,
I
it's
wonder
either
if
a
they actually made up to
Robusta
10.
blend or Robusta beans
Yeah,
rather than
yeah.
Arabica, because it's got a little bit more of a bitter taste to it.
I think it said
Now
robust.
there's a cheat where you can slow the cars down.
That's not a cheat.
Well, I
Oh, you
never-
mean it slows them
If you're
down?
not
I
used to
never knew
drinking a
about
lot
it.
of
Let's put it that way.
Robusta.
Okay.
For 25 years, I never knew
It's a
about it.
little,
Until one day we were
little,
demoing it there.
Yeah, no, I was
Strong
telling you, I
taste.
said, you know, hell,
I'm
you could
actually enjoying
Speed
coffee
down,
now
slow
because
down.
it,
Yeah, then you can
Tea does
actually,
not wake
with
me
the
up.
joystick,
No.
move
it's like
the car out of
no
the way.
caffeine, it seems like.
But
I mean, I get a
The
little
West
boost,
Bay-
but
it does, but
Yeah, that was fun.
as good as coffee.
No
It took
one's
me a while
I
to
going
think
figure out how
strong
to play
tasting
it.
coffee has its own merit
That's
as far
the
as
Wild
waking
West
you up.
gunfighter shoot 'em up. You're not, it's like a Hogan's Alley, you're not supposed to shoot civilians, just bank robbers.
What?
Hogan's
that's
Alley.
all.
That's sort of limiting.
Oh, this is that new one, I sent it to you, didn't I?
Yeah,
I
Let's
thought
play
we were
with
watching
joystick.
Thriller.
okay, the idea is to shoot the bank robbers,
This is very good.
not civilians.
Am I playing?
Yes.
I thought we were putting Thriller on now.
Well, I was
couldn't
trying
find
to,
it.
but I couldn't easily find it.
Oh,
I don't think
okay.
it's in cartridge format.
No,
No, it's
Hall-
in DSK.
What is what is on there?
no
It's,
Halloween demo, folks.
Axel F.
You can always
Yeah,
release
that's,
a
It's the
recorded
thriller
video at later dates.
music, but no graphics.
Axel F
I'll put
is
it on my
Axel
phone.
Foley
Go
from,
like this.
Yeah.
You can do that if you
from
want.
Belvedere Hills Cop.
Uh-huh.
It's not doing
That's
it.
a totally different song.
Is it?
Yes.
Do you have to mash a button?
Do you ever watch, police dramas?
No, because it's kind of like you watching shows
Try
about
level one.
fishing
I'm doing it,
or
guys.
boating.
Oh,
I do actually watch a lot of
Yeah.
sailing videos, yeah, but I
Oh,
know
try
that-
it.
I know that firemen don't watch firemen shows.
Policemen don't watch policemen shows.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
I'll try reloading
I don't
them.
think doctors watch
Some
medical
of these,
shows.
I
I
gotta
gotta
go
tell
back
you,
to
if you
the
wanna
color
know
bar
what's the
screen.
closest to what I did for 35 years, Adam 12.
Adam 12?
Remember Adam 12? Late 60s, early 70s?
I
112,
know, I remember the
112.
name, I couldn't tell you who was in it or,
Yeah, I mean, it was the opposite of Emergency, which was the fire department one.
oh, okay.
I love that in 12.
Yeah, I have the whole series if you want it.
No,
I think
Yeah, I
I've
had
seen
to
every
do that
episode.
from the keyboard.
I don't have enough time to read the books
Select.
that I was supposed to read in college.
All right, it should, okay, it should work on joystick now.
I,
The door's open, if it's a gunfighter, you shoot them.
Oh, that's cool.
Something's
I think you
happened
just
here.
nailed the
I'm-
civilian who was
I'm
trying to
running-
make a
Well, I can't tell who I'm targeting.
I'm running, minutes
I didn't
behind.
get any response.
I told it to, there you go.
Oh, here,
Show
here's
I
this
don't know why. I'm, oh, here we go, I'm just right now. getting back to work.
Yeah, now it's not doing anything for me.
1 out of 12, 1 out of 12.
I think I always played this with
J.P.
Keith.
Vance was in
Yeah.
it? Oh, that one. Oh, yeah, that was, Martin Miller.
Yeah.
Martin Miller. I remember Martin Miller in, what was it?
These two here.
Route
One was the
66.
rookie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the one on the left, I believe, and then the other guy was the
Yeah.
seasoned officer.
I always
See
said
the
Martin Miller
episode
was about
with the,
45 years old, he died a couple
I
of years
just,
back.
But the reason I say that was the most accurate.
I didn't do
is because
anything.
Yeah.
They dealt, most of the stuff we dealt.
Okay, I always ran it from,
The cat in the tree, people fighting,
Yeah.
just crazy stuff, which made it really interesting, you know what I'm saying? But when you watch some of these shows, it's like every, I love Harry, but every time he goes to get a hot dog, the bank's getting robbed across the street.
Yeah, or somebody's getting murdered in every episode in.
As soon as he's about to
small
bite
towns.
into a hot dog, the alarm goes off every time.
Yeah, all right, they never get to eat. That was, for some of those shows, that was a running joke, that,
Do you want to show your
They,
Halloween?
they never got,
Since
to
we're down
eat.
to a minute or two.
okay.
And,
Kyle said, you mean you gotta use your
to live
hands?
in a
That's
small
like a
town
baby's
Angela
toy.
Lansbury did, and have somebody murdered every
No,
week.
that's what you have to put in your mouth.
I moved to that town.
What was that British show my wife watches all the time? Dave, what's that British show where Murder in Paradise or something? What's it
Death
called?
in Paradise.
Death in Paradise.
Yeah.
I always
That's in
laugh
the
like that, because
Caribbean.
I said,
I
like,
don't like
you know what,
that
don't get
show
off the
for
boat,
some
because
reason.
you're
I
gonna
don't know
chances
why.
are
How
you're
many
gonna.
people are on that island, for
Yeah,
God's sake?
yeah, there aren't any left, they die every
They're killing
week.
them so fast.
Or
Yeah,
you'd
but
think,
it's a tourist trap, so,
Yeah.
there's always a steady
Food.
supply of people to murder.
like,
Who would go there anymore after, they get bad
Maybe they have
publicity?
really good benefit packages. and-
like
Well, like
every,
I started watching Murder in the Building, because my wife watches it, says it's
Oh,
really
that
good.
one, that-
And it is really good, but I kinda laugh because what they consider the average poverty level is a little bit different than what we do.
Yeah, yeah.
Mr. Chin, is that Halloween?
You know what I'm talking about?
That's New York City for you.
It might be.
I'm like, really? I mean,
Racist.
That's what I was gonna say. People are gonna complain.
It's TV, it's entertaining.
I
And
understand.
I like Martin Short, of course, he's so over the top most of the time.
Speaking of
over the
weights, I
top
guess.
and-
Yeah, he must be a little hard to live with. He's always on.
You remember when he used to
Oh,
play,
Put the
was it,
plates on.
You have to put the plates on and set them in motion,
guy that was always.
and you have to keep them in motion. Go all the way
Oh,
up.
there were,
Oh,
there were
push
a
the
couple.
button, I
There was
think.
John
Got it.
Candy, there was,
Yeah, I'm talking about Martin Short was in it, he played.
Go to the
same
first one,
character.
get it spinning
Yeah.
some more, it's gonna stop. No, not the first one, the first one you placed.
Oh, this one.
I'm thinking of,
How do I do that?
I
Just
think
hit
you just push the button.
Are we still live or do we close out?
oh.
think you're fine.
No, we're live.
But we
We're
should
looking
probably
for the
consider
Halloween.
shutting down in a moment.
Yeah, I don't know how much more the people at home can take. Kyle Phillips keeps,
Oh,
Your first one's
watching,
wobbling.
And,
wanna try?
Dickie
This-
Greenlove.
Oh, we
I
can
believe
jump.
is
How about
still there.
That's David,
And,
that's David, my brother.
is that?
That's
Oh,
me.
You're Dickie Greenleaf.
Mhm.
We don't have as many watchers as I thought. we
No,
did.
no,
But we do have 5
they
watchers
rewarded
right now,
me
so we
with
take
more
those two
plates
off.
to place.
We got Joe Cerna,
What the heck?
we got Kyle, motion to
How do I
take
get
in my
off
living
of
room
it?
again.
Okay, oh, there you go.
Yeah.
SCTV, he did Jerry Lewis,
Yeah, how would you
Yeah,
even
that's
know?
okay.
he plays some
But I mean, the
idiot.
regulars is what I was thinking.
Yeah,
Might be a key that I have to hit.
In my living room.
Oh, jeez.
Hate it when that happens. I can't
Space
get off.
bar.
You gotta try.
Probably went by.
No?
Oh, here we go. I had
know
to
that
jump
at
at
night-
a certain level.
At night, when a car drives down the road.
I'm gonna go and take care of the ones on the lower levels.
It automatically.
Who's that lady
sends me
popping
an
her head
alert.
out?
Someone giving you trouble.
It would send me an instantaneous alert, but it waits about 3 minutes to send an alert. But whatever it is, it's gotta be one of these windows because it turned the camera the opposite way. I had the camera facing towards the window to see who was coming to the front door.
mm-hmm.
And now it's looking
Come on.
Yeah, they're trying to set you up.
Yeah, it's trying to,
You know what I've waited for is somebody who sets up 4 cameras by the door. Top left, right, bottom left, right. So if they wear a hat with the brim and look down, they're still looking at the cameras that are looking up. I've never seen a setup like that.
the camera we want to avoid is the one that's on the steps. Because, if you do that and,
One
never
more.
mind, I'm-
Yeah, and they're gonna reward me with another level.
I'm not gonna, this is a family show. So,
I think the idea is to set up an
some of the
obvious
family is actually
camera
here, so I'm not gonna go.
and then have a non-obvious camera.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah.
I think they outlaw that in motels, don't they? The non-obvious camera? Yeah.
You mean the ones in the bathroom?
Yeah, the ones in the bathroom, where
Yeah.
they scratch off some of the mirror, you know, and they put the camera up there. and-
Right. Or the
Yeah,
ones
so
above the
that's,
toilet where
What
you
is
look
this?
up.
The bouncing plates?
Mr. Chin.
Yeah, this
Spinning
is from
plates.
a
Oh!
Commodore, isn't it?
Don't say that word. We get the darts back out.
Yeah, that's right. If you're conjuring up the devil.
Yeah, yeah.
What is she, a gypsy throwing a sword?
Not racist at all.
Yeah, we're doing right. We got Chin, Mr. Chin, and a gypsy. Could we get any more?
Bigoted.
Yeah.
This is inverted.
Is there a black character next?
This is some kind of plate. No, that's watching that.
I know.
What's this thing called, Vic?
Mr. Chin.
Mr. Chin.
This is another one that was released at
I
a
see what
TI
he's
fair.
doing. He's spinning plates,
Yeah.
keeping the plates spinning,
An Asian's plate spinner.
which I see when the thing starts to totter, then it's time to spin.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, if you take too long,
I understand.
it
And
starts to teeter.
Something just flew through
A knife just flew through me.
somebody threw a knife?
Yes.
A gypsy.
Oh, that jester? Oh, I hate that guy.
Oh, is it a jester? I
Can
thought
you
it was
jump
a
to one side?
gypsy
Yeah,
lady.
so I'm
He's got a
trying
silly
to.
headgear, so I always call him a jester.
Oh, I thought it was a
Oh, here
girl.
we go again with the hallway motion, etc.
Well, you get ghosts that time of year.
Well, I can't seem to easily find Thriller.
Well, don't worry about it.
It's all
I
right.
know it was on one of the later discs, like 80 something or something like that, but
Unless you've gotta go get the plate. Well, I guess I'm getting challenged here or something because I don't know about all these things. Oh, this is great. As soon as you get all your plates spinning, then they give you more poles.
Yeah.
That's exactly how it works.
Well, you know, what's the old joke about the first prize is a week in Philadelphia, second prize is 2 weeks? This is great. The more you do, the worse it gets.
Hey, it reset everything.
Yeah.
Now if I can
And
just
then-
get it
and
to
then-
jump off, I would be.
And then the poor guy just got stomped on by something and it came out of the corner. Oh, you can jump. Oh,
There we go.
look at it.
Except of
I'm
course
watching
it's,
this on the iPad, so I'm behind, 5 seconds or so behind.
I don't get how how you have to respin the plates. I thought you just put them all up.
well, you can tell that they start slowing down.
Oh,
They
yeah.
start wobbling more
But I've yet to see one fall.
because I keep respinning them.
Oh,
The
okay. I've
library.
been noticing.
But if I'm not fast enough,
Ooh, you just walked right across. Oh, one more.
our catalog.
Yay. You gained a pig nose.
Somebody has just got.
Only document.
What is this thing that comes off the corner here and bites you? Is that a- Well, that's the jester, I see. I thought that was a fish.
It's a jester.
My eyes are not.
Not a gypsy, a jester.
Something rolling across.
I think this is my last life.
Uh-oh, the jester comes and bites you.
Jim?
Yes.
Oh, not Jim, I'm sorry. Vic, it's on disc 42,
Of which library?
Chicago.
Okay.
We reward you with more plate. Okay, I think that's it for me, boys and girls.
think
So are we
Vic's-
gonna make one last attempt at Thriller, or are we gonna close it out?
We
Well,
got,
we
I'll
just
do my
found the
best to
disc.
do a Thriller.
We found the disc,
yeah, we got the disc.
or where it's at.
I think it's on this card.
Okay,
So
here
it's
we go.
42.
Cool.
Yeah, let me get a different operating system here.
Did they ever port Graveyardage to the TI 99.4A?
No, not that I remember that, but there's so much that I don't know.
Yeah. And that was also a fairly late game, as I recall.
Whoever's still watching, we have a Halloween treat coming up for you.
Yeah, it's in the newsletter, so if you wanna type
No
it in.
Maybe.
promises.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
There you go,
let me
last
know.
one.
Yeah. Okay.
Thriller, yeah.
And then we find out it doesn't work on the
Extended basic.
F-15A.
So what we have to do is cap locks, remove the
Caps.
discs from virtual drive 1. And then in virtual drive 1, put in disk number 42.
42.
Say
Remember this,
bye-bye.
Dave, for when we have to do it.
I already forgot.
Does the Tippy use the call mount command?
I don't know. I don't know what I was doing. I finally got something mounted.
Darn it.
Well, I must be running about, I was, you know, at one point I was about 3 seconds behind on the iPad there watching the show, and now I'm 3 minutes or so behind.
You probably slid the thing in the bottom.
I think what happened is that.
Okay, the disk drive and light's blinking. It should be loaded.
It's fairly large. I shouldn't have put it in the newsletter, but I mean, I want something Halloween. This was really good. They did a really good job with this for TI Music.
I'm at the call mount. Are you at the call mount on extended
I
basic?
just, Mr. Chin just flashed up.
Oh, you're
and,
way behind.
It says press,
He's still in the
so
section.
I'm quite a bit behind, but that's okay.
It's because you got the little thing here.
That's all right, it's no big deal. I'm just curious because I was 3 seconds behind and somehow I fell for.
I love where the guests dance this at wedding
What do we
receptions.
have? We have floating
It's like we
things.
practiced it.
So everybody, this is in the newsletter if you have about
So
an hour to type it.
You too can be Michael Jackson and Bill Cosby if you own a TI.
If you want this on a 5-inch floppy disk, just send
A floppy disk.
$20.
$1 million, and I will personally hand deliver it anywhere in the world.
It's funny how I can't do two-part harmony. I still kind of emulate it.
It says sign in the chat, but I've never been able to sign in the chat, so
You have to have an account on YouTube.
I have a YouTube account.
I sign in
Yeah,
YouTube.
You have to sign into at least your Google account to be able to.
I tell you the truth,
Ask the Google expert.
if I'm watching the
Burn
chat,
it.
it means I'm at the meeting.
Hit it with a hammer. Fold and fold again.
Is that a rubber chicken?
If it's a rubber chicken, is it a
Yeah.
Svengoolie reference?
Could be. Is that an axe, maybe?
Is it an axe or a hammer or?
Mary Poppins umbrella?
This is the part where,
She fell off.
Vincent Price is saying that stuff.
Here I sit in stinky vapor. Someone used all the toilet paper. No, that's not.
No, that's not, I don't think that's a
That's
different
not
one.
it.
A different version.
All the movies that guy did, somebody really should have told him if it was a serious movie or a comedy.
Yeah.
Because he never seemed to.
But look, their flashlight getting bigger.
I just watched
Double
Last,
sized
is it
Sprite
Last Man
mode.
on Earth? with Vincent Price? You see that one?
There's nothing more frightening than that.
Yeah, that was a zombie outbreak
Yeah.
affected everybody except him because he was a medical researcher
Right,
who had somehow inoculated himself against it.
yeah.
And I like the way they designated zombies as they all wear black outfits with white tennis shoes.
Are you talking about the Last Man on Earth?
Yeah,
The-
Last
the-
Man on Earth, yeah.
The
Ow. You wanna do it again?
Vincent Price implementation of I Am Legend.
Yeah,
Some
pretty
I think
much.
we're
It
kind of
is.
running
Yes,
close to our
directly
on-
startup.
it's
time,
actually
or shutdown time, rather.
Closest to the original
I don't know if
book,
anybody's
with the
behind us.
exception that
We're good till,
The young lady was quite
Um,
pleased that I came to tell her, by the way,
the
that
protagonist in the
Yeah,
book
good
is
till
sort of an
4:15.
everyman,
she didn't have to do anything. and,
whereas in
she
the
just,
film,
She said, "Well, thank you. for
Vincent
letting me know."
Price is a
So,
yeah, we got another half hour.
oh, do we? Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was 4 o'clock. Oh,
Is a,
4:15.
okay.
My mistake, but I never, I was too
physician
lazy to go back and
researcher or
change it.
something like
All right,
that. They
that's fine.
basically didn't wanna
We,
do the everyman who
we don't
teaches
have
himself
something.
biology
Okay.
bit, which was the
So if you got a
original
couple minutes.
novel.
we.
Some sort of supervisor
in the
at
past,
some
we
sort of
kept people
place.
waiting, and that
The
gives
calamity
them a bad
occurs,
taste
he
in their
is,
death. So if we are out of here.
he is
at the
unaffected,
proper time,
Sure.
decides the only way he's going to ever live a normal life is to find a way to
And the same
undo
thing
it.
about getting in here.
So
at
he
the proper
educates
time.
himself.
We always insist on,
And then that
1
one-
this is our room.
Then there's the one girl
So.
that is infected and he gives her his
Wanna be good
blood,
neighbor.
Mhm.
remember, to help
Something like
her,
that.
and then he ends up, that's a good movie. I liked it.
So identify as a handy utility. You know, in the TI world, there's many different types of files and programs, and you have to know what program or what cartridge you need to run that program. So with this, you can catalog a disk and save and watch catalog disk number 1, and it catalogs it. And now in the box, it tells you the first program, Aquarius, it's a program file, basic or extended basic. Axle data, 52 IV, was that 2?
Looks like the data file for Axel F.
Yeah, Axle F. And then you have below that Axle F, the actual basic or extended basic program. Battleship Crossfire, Diskcat is text. Munch load for Munchman.
Do we need to come to a conclusion at some point and talk a little bit about the fair offline?
That's what I thought we were doing.
That's what I thought as well in
And
the
there
last
was a
30
thriller
minutes, but,
experience.
okay,
Okay.
let's wrap it up.
Omega, Kyle said the best version is the Omega
Charlton
Man.
Heston,
Charlton
Omega
Heston.
Man, I don't know.
Omega
I
Man, yeah,
like
was
the
good.
novel myself,
I never saw it.
and I thought the,
You never saw Omega Man?
Mm-mm.
It's a great movie.
I'll have to look it up.
Okay, so let's talk about the fair.
Are we,
oh, hang on, let's,
Wait,
you
don't
don't
wanna
wanna
do your
do your
American
outro?
outro.
We're not signing off yet.
We are gonna
Wasn't
sign,
just-
off. We are gonna
We
sign
are.
off, because
Okay.
we're gonna talk about the fair offline, planning rather than promoting.
All right,
And we don't want them to hear us.
We want to
Secret
keep our
stuff.
secrets
Secret.
secret.
Behind the scenes.
If you want to know our secrets, show up at a meeting.
Yes, and get a newsletter, a hard
And just
copy.
because you live in Canada or Sweden or something, that's no excuse.
Exactly. There's something called airplanes that were invented. Get over
What?
here.
And everyone wants to fly through O'Hare Airport, right? It is the land of joy.
Exactly.
Just come by my house. You can feel like you have a house inside the airport because all you hear is airplanes.
It's going overhead.
Yeah,
And
constantly.
lots of people live in the airport, I mean, if you have no place to stay, they'll
It's
put you up.
Fun to stay at the
You
YMCA
might
or
live in the
Airport.
baggage machine or something like that that one guy did.
one
I mean,
morning,
they
if
lived in
you're
the baggage
returning
machine for 3 years.
through here,
Remember the Tom
Foreign
Hanks movie?
destination.
Remember that one?
Which one?
don't
Tom Hanks
shuffle
movie? The
No,
two-
no. walk
yeah, that one.
in the line of other people
Oh, hold on, wait, hold on, we
carrying
can
their
stop.
baggage to check
Don't
out.
talk to the national
I
anthem.
did, and some bastard behind me pushed me and I fell on my face. And I almost slugged the guy behind me, and then I realized there was a loose tile on the floor. and it was sticking up, and it caught the tread of my shoe as I was shuffling along.
And for all you communists out there,